Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. More than 400 COVID research projects evaluated in the Sultanate. Oman takes part in conference in solidarity of Lebanon. Oman-Pakistan explore ways to boost trade ties. Indian school Muscat flags incredible success in CBSE Class 10 board examination. Global COVID-19 cases surpassed 200 million according to Johns Hopkins University. Lebanon breaks out mass protests amid first anniversary of Beirut blast. Spain to allow sports fans back to stadiums. From Tokyo Olympics, the race still continues. These were the top headlines from our newsroom today. Let's see how the weather condition looks like in the Sultanate in our weather update.
This is Maytha Chukedi with today's weather update, and right now I'm reporting from inside the TFM studio in Al Khuwair. Before we move on to our weather update, here is our fact for today. Cirrus stratus clouds are what is causing the halo that you see around the sun. That is our fact for today, and now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in the Sultanate. According to Oman Meteorology and Civil Aviation authorities, there will be clear to partly cloudy skies along the coastal areas of the Dhofar and adjoining mountains with light rain. And there's chances of clouds formation and thunder showers associated with hail over Al-Hajar mountains towards the afternoon. And there's also possibility of chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches along the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. And now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in all the governorates. Muscat will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 38 to 33 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 38 to 33 degrees Celsius. North Al-Batana will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 39 to 33 degrees Celsius. South Al-Batana will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 43 to 34 degrees Celsius. Al-Buraymi will be sunny, temperatures between 45 to 32 degrees Celsius. Al-Dhahira will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 45 to 32 degrees Celsius. Al-Dakhiliya will be sunny, temperatures between 43 to 32 degrees Celsius. North Al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 44 to 30 degrees Celsius. South Al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 38 to 33 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 45 to 31 degrees Celsius. And the Dhofar will experience thunder showers, temperatures between 28 to 24 degrees Celsius.
Welcome back to TTV, watching Midday Update. Now before we get into the local stories for today, let's have a look at the COVID-19 in the Sultanate. The Ministry of Health has announced the registration of 17 new death cases due to coronavirus in Oman today. With this number, the total deaths have reached to 3,906. The health officials have also extended their deepest condolences to the families of the deceased. Moreover, the Ministry of Health has also announced the registration of 296 new coronavirus cases in Oman today. With this, the total confirmed cases in the Sultanate now stands at 298,020, which also includes the total recoveries of 282,763, as well as total deaths of 3,906. In the last 24 hours, the Ministry of Health has also announced the registration of 1,039 recoveries in Oman. The health officials have urged all the citizens and residents living in the Sultanate to follow the precautionary measures issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. And now from a local desk. More than 400 research project proposals have been submitted under Oman's COVID-19 research program through an online portal that helps ministries and other institutions quickly access and vet projects. Called the Research Information Management System, short form RIMS, this online portal helps sift through projects faster to enable quicker funding and more efficient research, as well as provides access to a database of research projects, and enables researchers to contact each other to collaborate. The RIMS is part of the newly launched Oman Research Portal, which provides services to researchers looking to work on programs launched by the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation. According to Idris bin Said Al Hassani from the ministry, apart from more than 400 research proposals received, another 738 were submitted through RIMS for its block funding program, which provides funding for student and graduate researchers in the country for projects across a wide range of subjects. He said that the service provides researchers with information that tracks the status of the research support requests and the various stages of evaluation they go through. It is equipped with a programmed alert or notification feature through email messages. The services also allows evaluation committees in research institutions to receive proposals, evaluate them completely, and request any modifications from the researcher electronically, in addition to having the ability to make decisions about whether to accept or reject proposals. Oman lately participated in the third international conference to support the Lebanese people, held via video conference on Wednesday. Oman, represented by the Ministry of Foreign, participated in the conference held under the chairmanship of French President Emmanuel Macron and in partnership with the United Nations to mark the anniversary of last year's explosion in the port of Beirut, Oman News Agency said in a statement. The ministry was represented by His Excellency Sheikh Khalifa bin Ali bin Isa Al Harthi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign and Diplomatic Affairs, who stressed Oman's support for the Republic of Lebanon. The conference aims to mobilize international solidarity and enhance efforts to provide aid to the people of Lebanon. Now, promotion of trade and commerce between Pakistan and Oman was in focus at a webinar between the trade bodies of the two countries. The webinar was convened by the Pakistan Embassy in Muscat in collaboration with Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, commonly known as FPCCI, and Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, commonly known as OCCI. The Pakistani side was represented by Hanif Lakhani, acting president FPCCI, while the Omani side was represented by Engineer Rida Al Saleh, chairman OCCI. The webinar aimed at promoting trade and commercial ties between Islamic Republic of Pakistan and Sultanate of Oman. Pakistan's ambassador to Oman, KK Ehsan Wagan, in his opening remarks highlighted the importance of complementing each other in this era of geoeconomics. He mentioned that some of the major impediments in reaching optimal level of bilateral trade are lack of the high-level visits, including visits of business delegations, lack of direct connectivity between two countries, and lack of holding trade exhibitions on both sides. He also talked in detail about CPAC and investment opportunities in Gwadar. On the other hand, Chairman OCCI, in his address, also endorsed that there has been fluctuations in bilateral trade levels in recent times, and this webinar will pave way for intra-regional trade and increase in number of joint investment projects, since Oman has now many business-friendly laws in place, including foreign capital investment law, privatization law, and lastly, public-private partnership law. Indian School Muscat resonates triumph as it celebrates 100% success in Class 10 CBSE board examination for the academic year 2020-2021. The schools vowed to stand out incomparable in academics despite the pandemic challenges reverberates in this year's flawless result. A total of 563 students appeared for the examination and have aced it with magical scores. Transcending records, Harshita Golani emerged as the school topper with 98.6%. Equally competent, the second topper's position was earned by Anavadia Naganathan Rajagopal with 98.4%, and the third position was proudly claimed by three students, Lakshmi Satvika Komiseti, Sana Fatima, and lastly, Satvik Muriotia with 98.2%. The school leads with an average of 85.3%. It is extremely praiseworthy to see that 28 students scored centum, a perfect score of 100, 40.9% students scored above 90%, and 34.1% scored above 80%. To crown in the school average in painting is 93.14%, 92.61% in Sanskrit, 92.43% in elements of business, 91.68% in Malayalam, 91.22% in French, 90.85% in computer applications, 90.7% in Arabic, 88.5% in home science, 88.29% in English language and literature, 88.07% in social science, 80.62% in mathematics standard, 83.37% in Hindi course B, 79.92% in science, and lastly 64.07% in mathematics basics. This was all from our local desk for today. It's time for us to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates coming your way from International Desk. Welcome back to TTV, watching Midday Update, and now from International Desk. Global COVID-19 cases surpassed 200 million mark on Wednesday, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. The global case count amounted to 200,014,602, with 4,252,873 deaths worldwide as of 3:21 p.m. local time, showed the data. The United States reported 35,292 cases and 614,666 deaths, both the highest counts around the world, accounting for nearly 18% of the global cases and nearly 15% of the global deaths. India recorded the world's second largest caseload of 31,769,132, followed by Brazil with 19,985,817 cases, as well as the world's second largest death toll of 558,432. The United States still stays on the top with reported cases of 35,292,721. Countries with more than 4 million cases also include Russia, France, Britain, Turkey, Argentina, Colombia, Spain, Italy, and Iran, while other countries with over 100,000 deaths include India, Mexico, Peru, Russia, Britain, Italy, Colombia, France, Argentina, and Indonesia, according to the university's tally. The global caseload reached the grim milestone of 100 million on January 26th and doubled in more than half a year. Several mass protests broke out in Lebanon yesterday, mainly at the port of Beirut, calling for justice for the victims on the occasion of the first anniversary of the Beirut blasts, Al Jadid local TV reported. According to the report, protesters in downtown Beirut attempted to break into the parliament by throwing stones towards security forces, while the riot police used smoke bombs and water cannons to disperse them. Meanwhile, families of the victims called for a transparent investigation to reveal the truth behind the explosions. 1 year after the deadly explosion struck the Beirut port on August 4, 2020, which was caused by the unsafe storage of a huge quantity of ammonium nitrate at the port of Beirut for years and claimed the lives of 214 people and wounded over 6,000 others, no senior official has been held accountable, sparking anger among the Lebanese as their country also suffers from financial collapse. Now, fans will be allowed back into the stadiums, into football grounds, when the new La Liga season kicks off on the weekend of August 14, Spanish Health Minister Carolina Darius said on Wednesday. Football grounds would be able to operate at 40% capacity if they were not roofed, while closed stadiums would have a maximum capacity of 30%, Darius told a press conference. Supporters attending matches will have to wear face masks at all times and will not be allowed to smoke, eat, or drink anything other than water and maintain a social distance of 1.5 meters, said the minister. These limits will be maintained till August 29th, when they will be reviewed and possibly changed depending on the progress of the pandemic. The number of COVID-19 cases across the country is stabilizing, but the Delta variant has accounted for around 75% of new cases, said the minister. In very few days, 70% of the population will have received at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccine, said Darius, noting the pace of vaccination was tremendously high and needs to be maintained. Once again, it's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from a sports desk.
The Olympian who became a prisoner of war. American long-distance runner Luis Zamperini took part at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin, where he shook hands with Adolf Hitler. 5 years later, he enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Force, and while on a search and rescue mission over the Pacific, crashed into the sea. 8 of his 11 crewmen died, and then after 47 days, adrift at sea, Zamperini and his comrades reached the Marshall Islands, where they were taken as prisoner by the Japanese Navy. Because of his athletic exploits, Zamperini's captors showed particular mistreatment towards him. After the war ended, haunted by his memories as a POW, the American chose to follow a path of forgiveness, personally meeting with many of those who had been in his guards. Zamperini died at the age of 97 in July 2014 at his Los Angeles home.
And now for the ongoing Tokyo Olympic Games. This morning, Australian skater Keegan Palmer triumphed in the men's park, winning the last skateboarding gold on offer at the Sports Olympic debut. This is the first skateboarding Olympic gold for Australia at Tokyo 2020, after all previous 3 taken by local favourites. Australian Thomas Green, Jean van der Wusiazen defeated Germany's reigning world champions Max Hoff, Jacob Schopf to win the gold of men's kayak double 1000 meter at Tokyo Olympics today. Pedro Ricardo of Portugal took an outright victory in men's triple jump at the Tokyo Olympics on Thursday. Picardo only succeeded in his first 3 attempts, 17.61 meters of the first 2 and 17.9 meters in the third, but all would have proved enough to secure him the gold medal. New Zealand's Lisa Carrington claimed her 3rd gold medal at Tokyo 2020 by winning the women's kayak single 500 meters today. After winning the women's kayak double 500 meters and women's kayak single 200 meters, the 30-year-old veteran continued the momentum by opening up a lead from the very beginning and eventually won her 3rd gold. World record holder Ryan Cruiser of the United States claimed the men's shot put title at the Tokyo Olympics today. Cruiser took the lead all the way and threw 23.30 meters in his 6th attempt, refreshing the Olympic record. Naveen Harrison of the United States, 19, became the 3rd female paddler to win an Olympic gold medal as a teenager by dominating women's canoe single 200 meters on Thursday at the Tokyo Olympics. Jamaican hurdler Hansel Parchment took a surprising victory in the men's 110-meter hurdles final at the Tokyo Olympics game today. Race favorite Grant Holloway of USA came out quickly, but Parchment overtook him through the final hurdle and crossed the line first with 13.04 seconds. It took 41 years, but the dream of every Indian was finally realized this morning as the men's hockey team beat Germany by 5-4 to win the bronze medal at the Ojai Hockey Stadium North Pitch. Moreover, yesterday, Indian grappler Ravi Kumar Dahiya stormed into the final of the men's freestyle 57 kg category at the Tokyo Olympics after defeating Kazakhstan Nursalam Sanayev in the semi-finals. Lasha Talakhadze won his 2nd Olympic gold medal in the men's over 109 kg weightlifting at Tokyo 2020 on Wednesday by breaking his own world records in the process. The 27-year-old has dominated this category since the International Weightlifting Federation made the decision to reshuffle the divisions in 2018. And lastly, Team Italy refreshed the world record of cycling track men's team pursuit to win the gold at the Tokyo Olympic Games on Wednesday. The Italian cyclists covered the 4,000-meter distance in 3 minutes and 42.032 seconds, shattering the previous world and Olympic record of 3 minutes 42.307 seconds to take the glory. With this news, we have come to the end of the episode for today, but stay tuned as we'll be coming back next week with more latest updates and news your way. Keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.